So you've been coming around here for quite some time now, and I haven't asked for much. But today of all days, episode 6, I'm going to ask you to talk QWERTY to me. Oh.
What's talk QWERTY?
QWERTY is the U.S. layout of American keyboards. It's the standard that we all use here.
You would know that. You would know that.
Yeah, I'm the hardware guy. You got the nerd and the tech guy. But yeah, so anytime you see,
I was the hardware guy. I have a better
my feelings
phone.
are hurt.
I have a better phone.
Oh, you do. You have the iPhone 13,
I do.
which is a step up from mine.
Yep.
Believe me, I am jealous because the camera. So the one that I have, it had a huge, like the sensors and stuff for the camera got an upgrade. I should have set this all up right.
It's all good. You're good. You just keep talking and figuring it out, and we'll figure it out.
But yours got a huge leap forward, and so actually, one of the things that I can do here in Final Cut Pro is edit in Apple RAW, ProRes 422, and other formats, which is just a giant file. The videos that we record at like 25 to 30 gigabytes for these, if I bump it into Apple ProRes 422, for example, that same file goes from 30 gigs to like 422 gigs.
Holy cow. But that would take a lot more time. You couldn't even upload them, could you?
Not with this thing, not from 2015, but the newer MacBook Pros with the M1 Max in them, those, I haven't seen any like real world stress tests on them, but I bet those are even going to have a hard time. You start editing in something like that, and you need a serious powerhouse of a desktop computer.
Gosh, you love your mic over there, man.
Yeah.
Touching it.
Yeah.
It's talking QWERTY to you.
It's talking QWERTY.
Nice.
Ooh. But yeah, so yeah, it's a really big file size. But what I was saying is yours is the first phone of any kind to edit in such a professional resolution. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
I'll never do that.
Probably not. Actually, I would not recommend it because, like I was just saying, the file sizes are so dang massive. I don't know what gigabyte you got, but
128,
no,
256,
256. Yeah. The one, well, because if you got the base tier, you actually don't get that feature.
Didn't get that tier.
Yeah, right. You got the middle.
Yeah.
No,
I got middle.
512 is the middle.
Maybe I didn't get the 512 then.
Oh, maybe you don't have ProRes.
I didn't want ProRes. That's why I didn't get it.
Let's see here. iPhone 13 Pro.
13 at 12.
Did I do 12? Oh.
He's not a very good typer, actually.
I'll beat you at 10 key, sir.
It's debatable.
Storage sizes.
We actually do argue about who's better at keyboarding or typing all the time, actually. It's pretty much a daily thing.
Yeah, we have to 10 key all day, every day at work, and I am definitely better at it.
I've seen him 10 key. Trust me.
I get frazzled.
He's not.
When you're
I'm
watching
him. I'm watching him over shoulder. Oh,
stage fright, hitting the space bar and stuff. So it is. Oh, there is 4 tiers. I didn't realize that. So okay, the 128 gig is the one that does not get that ProRes. Same camera and everything. You just can't record in that file size because you would use all of that up super fast. I'm sure that even on the iPhone, if you hopped it into a ProRes 422, I doubt it would actually use as much data as it does on a desktop. I'm sure there's some optimizing going on, but I could be wrong, and that might be why, because you would get like a 20-minute video and your storage would be full.
Oh, it's that big.
It's massive stuff, but you get like full control over every pixel. Like when you're doing color grading or masking or doing HDR content, that's really how you're going to get every shade of whatever the heck you're trying to do.
Shades of gray.
50 shades of gray, more like 1 million at that point. But yeah, how do you like it so far? You've had the 13 for
about 2 days.
You've had it turned on for 2 days, yeah.
Turned on for 2 days. Just charged it last night for the first time.
Snappier?
It's cleaner. A lot cleaner.
Like
it messes with your eyes a little bit. You know, like when you get a new TV, it's like way different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that.
Well, and yours has ProMotion too, so it's adaptive refresh rate. Mm-hmm. So like mine's set at I think it's 60 hertz. Yours goes up to 120 hertz, but it's variable. So if you're just on your desktop or your lock screen or whatever, it drops down to, I think the lowest is like 5 frames a second or 5 hertz. And then when you're watching videos, playing games, it'll bump up to 120. But even when you're scrolling, like even if you're on your desktop just scrolling back and forth between the pages or whatever, all the text and stuff should look so much crisper.
It does,
because it's 120 frames.
Yeah. It's very clean. Right. It like messes with your eyes a little bit. It's really weird.
Right. Yeah, because you're used to that like motion blur a little bit. Yeah.
Not at this one.
Even with your contacts in.
Yep. yeah. I have really good eyesight with my contacts, and without them, it's pretty terrible. Legally blind, but so yeah.
Could be legally blind and blonde.
I'm not blonde.
Oh man. So let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of not gonna say the wrong one. Talking Nerdy, episode 6. I learned from my mistakes. I'm not gonna say the other one. Welcome back. My name is Justin. Glad to be here. Glad you're here. And with me, great friend, the Slayer. And I'll get this part right too, because I realized in 5 episodes I've never said it right, even though you've corrected me. The Slayer of World of Warcraft.
You just say Warcraft.
Colby. I just say Warcraft every time.
I mean, it's the same thing.
You in one of the episodes you were like, well, World of Warcraft.
I mean, yeah, there's Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, and then
the
there's
older
the
ones.
World.
Yeah. Right. You don't want to mislead the people. You don't want them thinking that we're talking about those old school games,
those are
PC
fun.
games. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Different, definitely a different style of playing that game.
That was more like an Age of Empires game, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, still fun. Yeah. No. Yeah. WoW's
Right.
been going good though.
Slayer of everything, I guess.
We're just trying to get some new bosses down. Still at the new people.
You haven't gotten through them all yet?
We have not.
Dang.
Kind of. I missed last week one of the raids.
Oh, okay.
So that was, tough. And then just the last bosses. Everyone's got to learn. You got to learn the steps, learn the keys, and then.
Who is the last boss?
There's 2 last bosses. I'm not gonna. Lady Vash J.
Love that one.
We haven't even tried
Colby
her yet.
is. You know what your intro should be? Your intro should change to like the Slayer of the Lady Vash. Colby over here.
No. And then Kael'thas.
Kael'thas. That's
Kael'thas.
Kael'thas. Kael'thas.
I think so.
Doesn't even sound as cool.
Yeah, but he's really hard. So we're working on him. Right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. But how about you? You do play any games?
I
bet you were kind of mad actually.
I was mad.
Roblox was down for like 4 days.
Broke my heart.
Yeah, you couldn't
play red light, green light.
Couldn't play red light, green light. Couldn't get hit by a car.
I haven't tried the main section again.
You know what we need to do one day? We should video record our phones.
Oh.
Of us playing Roblox.
Can we play together?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then we'll just put that on a separate thing, and just everyone can make fun of you, and they'll be like, "Wow, he is really bad.
Look at this guy. Can't even play a children's game." But then we would have to do the same thing with, it's not multiplayer. Dang it. I was going to say Kerbal Space Program.
We could do World of Warcraft.
Another one that you would kill me at?
Yep.
Oh, man. You know what, though? Us playing World of Warcraft would make for a good live stream on Twitch.
It would. Yeah. People would be like, what is he doing? I was like, I don't know. He's looking at the flowers in the background or something like that.
Right, just window looking over there. But it's a complete dynamic change, because like on here, I do kind of talk a little bit more than you on here. Mm-hmm. But when we are submerged in World of Warcraft, it is Colby the entire time. Like, I get quiet because I'm trying to keep up with him, and Colby is just nonstop. Like, I need you to do this. I need you to attack this guy. I'm going to mark this guy. Go over here.
I don't know what you're doing. You're just sitting there like you just sit. I don't even know what you're doing. I'm like, okay, we'll attack here. Yeah. And then all that fun stuff.
But right. I'm usually over there like resetting my macros and stuff.
I've put a macro on here. And if you don't know what a macro is, it's just like one button. You can click it and it does a certain feature for you. Hotkeys. And I'll be like, hey, hotkey this to your mouse. And he'll be like, okay. And then I'll be like, all right, just click, put a hunter's mark over there. And he'll be like, what? Like, we just talked about this.
Oh, I just hit F3 and it didn't do the hunter's mark. It's still on my old setup.
And he blamed it on his old setup every single time for about a week straight.
Actually, I still don't even have those ironed out.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I went from playing World of Warcraft on my Mac and built a computer. And when I did that switch, literally the day I got WoW downloaded and everything, Colby was already online waiting for me. And so I was setting macros on the fly, and we did play for a couple weeks, and I still don't even have it fully where the old one was.
It's okay. I'm not mad. Just disappointed. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not disappointed because it's awesome. It's fun to make fun of you on your video games.
Yeah, you should.
I know. You're like a younger version of Pete.
Oh, that's a dig.
Well, I mean, like you're like a.
What do you're saying? I'm so like archaic with like and clunky.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen you on. I've only heard you were window licker. You're saying it, not me. I've only heard that. So I mean, I haven't seen you like live. Man, we gotta do a live.
That's true.
One.
We should
do a live one.
Yeah, live Twitch. That'll be cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do. I mean, obviously we'd have to do something fast paced like a raid or something.
You're not ready for. We gotta go back to Roblox or something basic for this one.
Yeah. I could do. What was that one that? No, never mind. I wasn't a part of that one. I was gonna say that one. Actually, all of the raids that you had me do were always a higher level, and so I just ran behind everybody.
They weren't really raids; those are just dungeons.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, raiding was like at least 25 or 40 man or 10 man.
That's right.
So
those are pretty big.
We never got there.
No, I didn't.
No, it's all right.
You got to be at 55,
60. Well, I guess you could probably get at 58. Probably, maybe. Yeah, probably 58.
Yeah, so I've still got a few levels to go.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's been slaying it, tearing up that Lady Vash, and I've been not. We both finished Squid Games, and I watched. I got farther into Dune. It's such a long movie. Well,
you watched it in the theaters?
Nope.
No,
sure didn't. Watched it in the comfort of my home.
Nice. That sounds legal.
It's streaming on HBO, so.
If you bought it.
Yeah, probably. Ain't nobody got time for that. Every once in a while, I enjoy a freebie.
Me too. Me too.
I know.
We both agree.
The king of the free.
King of the frees.
Yeah. But, so I've been catching up on shows. You did too. You got caught up on Squid Games.
Yeah, caught up on Squid Games.
So we are both now finished with it. We've joined the rest of the world, which feels good. It feels like a good accomplishment.
It does. It took a while, but I busted out 6 episodes in the last 2 nights. So
that's a lot.
It is. It was a lot.
3 hours a night.
Yeah. We did 4 and 2. Well, the 8th episode was really short. It was like
9th episode.
8th.
There's 9.
I know, but the 8th episode was really short.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like 32 minutes, I think.
Oh man, I didn't even know because at that point we watched 5 episodes on Saturday. So no, that's not true. We watched 1 on Friday and then 4 on Saturday. But since we watched them all together, I honestly didn't even realize where one ended and the other one started.
Yeah, they were a lot to go over there. You ready?
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, no, let's dive right into it. So Squid Games, okay. Last time we were on this, you were on episode 3.
I was done. I finished episode 3. Yep.
Okay, and then I was on 4, and then we finished it out. So from going from episode 3 to 4 is a pretty cool game that they have to do.
Yes, they start seeing the mental side of it, really.
Oh, that's right. Before the game, there's the event that happens in their dorm.
Yes, when they slow down the rations.
Yeah,
and then they see what happens. It's like the whole thing is methodical. It's just so crazy how they knew. At this point, they knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. They had the people standing by, the O's. They had them standing by, ready.
Yep.
And they slow down the rations and wait. And then one person got killed.
Yep. Got just beat to death.
And what happened?
Oh, man. So they're screaming out to the guards. The main guy's screaming out to the guards. You got to do something. This guy just died. And they're just standing there, stone-faced, don't move. And then up on the leaderboard, bring. Was it a million that gets added or something? I forgot, but the dollar amount went up. The cash flowed into the piggy bank upstairs, and then you get the announcement, player whatever has been eliminated, and then you see the light bulb hit everybody's face.
Hit that one thug, the snake face.
Yeah, the snake guy.
Snake face.
Slithery little snaky snake. He was why am I drawing a blank on his
Jang Doksu.
Doksu, that's it. Yeah. Doksu. There it is. Yeah.
I did not like Doksu.
He was a weird character, and it was weird, like his pairing with Neo, Nio, whatever.
Oh yeah, the girl,
the crazy one. But yeah, so you see the light bulb hit their heads, and they're like, we don't even have to play the games. We could just eliminate everybody in the dorm, and somebody would walk away victorious. And so that's where the psychology kicks in. Lights go out. It's nighttime, and
just shrieks and screams and everything. It was like, yeah, that'd be the scariest moment ever.
It was like bringing Into the Purge into this show, where it was a free for all, just everybody trying to kill everybody. But before that, though, the group had teamed up, right? Because Daksu was picking on Siak or whatever her name was. Yeah. Right. So Sabiak. That's it. Yeah, Sabiak. The thug was picking on Sabiak, the kind of the main girl in the show, and so Jihan was like, we need to team up. So him and his friend at this time. At the time of this episode, his friend,
his idol almost.
He still worships him at this point. But they group up with the old guy in the show, number one, and then they team up with the East Indian guy, Ali. That's it. Ali. Yeah,
stupid.
Yeah, totally. And so they've got this group, and I don't think anybody else was in this group yet, right?
At this point, I think it was just 4 of them.
Yeah, because the other girl didn't join yet.
Not until later.
Okay, so they want to do, they want to watch out for each other, and so all heck breaks loose. The lights go out, and they can't find the old guy anymore, and so the guy is missing for a little bit. But people are just getting stabbed. All of a sudden, people had weapons.
They broke apart their beds.
Oh, that's
the things that were standing up. The 15 bunk bed.
Are getting toppled over onto people. People are on the top bunk just falling over. It is it's mayhem. And then they're looking for the old guy. The old guy, they see him up on top of one of the bunks that didn't get toppled over, and he's just losing his mind. He's freaking out. He's screaming that he's scared. He wants to stop, and pees his pants, actually.
That was later.
That was later. He didn't pee his pants. He was just scared, freaking out. And in that same moment, you see the main guy, the guy that has a regular mask on, like a face mask. He calls the end to the game, and then everybody's just expected to go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just go to bed.
And then, which is just nuts. And then they go to do I thought it was a really cool game. I think visually that set was just amazing with how humongous it was. I know you've got some stuff you want to talk about.
I just want notes. Because when you watch them so fast, you forget what's in each episode. Yeah, and I don't want to overlook them.
No. So if I'm already too far,
you're good. You're going perfect. Yeah, the tug of war, the aesthetics of it was really cool.
Yeah, they get into this room. It's another massive room. You've got 2 giant platforms with a rope that obviously goes from side to side. But the crazy thing to this is that everybody is chained up to the rope. Because when they were getting up on the platform, I literally said to Tiff, I was like, well, this is stupid. You don't have to die in this one. Why don't you just let go of the rope? And then it pans down the rope and everybody's tethered to it. And it's like, okay, well, people are going to die.
Oh, but before that, before they got into that room, the doctor who knew what was going to happen, your boy Daksu.
That's the first time you see that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You see. Well, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, Daksu. The doctor and him are kind of allies, quote unquote, and he figures out it's gonna be tug of war, so he gets rid of the girl, his girlfriend or whatever, his babe. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Gets rid of her to get all big guys. So he's got like the strongest guys there. So he knew it was gonna happen.
New strength was going to play,
and she got all ticked off, and then so that was actually kind of key because they weren't going to lose to anyone.
Yep. And then once that happened, everybody's seen what they were doing, and it was like, okay, we all need to get guy groups. And luckily for our main character, he's already at a disadvantage with his set friends that are in this thing. He's got the old guy. He's got the girl Sabiak, and then the crazy chick ends up joining their team.
Yep, awesome.
And so at this point, you just see the devastation in their face. They're like, "We're gonna die."
Yep.
But they go up there, and the old guy knocks one out of the park with a strategy, which we were actually talking about this. I don't know how. Maybe we just got to play tug of war. It's been a while since I've played.
I agree with what you're about to say.
Right? So the thing is he, spoiler if you haven't seen it, so he tells everybody when the whistle blows or the game starts that everybody just needs to lean back with your chin facing the sky, and that dead weight alone will get the other team so tired they won't be able to budge you an inch, and that moment when they shift from being tired is your time to yank and catch them off guard. And at least in the show, the strategy starts to work, but then obviously you need drama, and we're about to slip over the edge, and they need to change their strategy.
I would love to see that strategy work, because I would take muscle over that almost every single time.
I would too. You've got
every single time. I don't. Yeah.
The old guy isn't pulling anything.
No, he's pulling 14 pounds.
Right. Yeah, and that's if there's like a fan in there giving him some wind, helping him out.
I mean, the girls are probably strong for girls.
Yeah.
But I mean, you saw some of the teams.
Oh yeah. Compared to the team that they were playing was big guys, and then you had like this kind of string bean team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think them leaning back is not going to offset how much those guys can pull.
I agree. That I thought was a little a reach. A reach. We'll call it a reach.
Yeah.
So that okay, whatever. It is what it is. It works.
It works, I guess.
And then,
but it made it an intense game. Doing tug of war that high up.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
because they obviously the show loves to as the moment comes where people starts to die, they really love to kind of zoom in or like just get in there and kind of slow down those moments. And so you end up they go through all the teams, and every time there's a team that's about to fall over the edge, it's very drawn out. They don't want to die, but you start to see people losing their footing. Once the first guy pretty much falls off, the rest of the team from that weight ends up just sliding right off the platform. Mm-hmm. And so the other team doesn't die because now they're dead weight pulling on the rope, and each time they pulled the team that won, there's a what are those called? A guillotine?
Yeah, I think a guillotine. I think that's right.
There's a guillotine that comes sliding down, slicing the rope, so the losing team drops pretty far
40 50 feet 50 60.
Yeah, probably enough to make them all land on each other and splat.
Yep.
It
was very gruesome. Very gruesome. But at the end of the episode, it doesn't show the main team dying. It doesn't show them winning either. It stops in the middle.
Yeah, because they waited a while for the guillotine to drop on them. Mm-hmm. So the guys that you follow, they win. Surprise, surprise. But you see them all sliding towards the front, and they're all about to go, and then that's it. And then it does in the next episode or whatever show Deoksu. Focuses on his team. I think they're in the den at this point, the barracks or whatever. And then the team that you follow comes happy, come marching in. And
Deoksu did not like that.
No, because he sees Mi Neo or whatever her name is, and he's just like, I can't get rid of this girl. She's like a cockroach.
Yeah, she just loves him.
Yeah, and she does that again in another game that's coming up. What did you feel? Hold on, is there anything else you want to talk about this episode?
No.
Okay, so let's just hop right over into what would be episode 5, because
I gotta see what's on episode 5.
Yeah, is episode 5?
That was episode 5. They finished the tug of war.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do they do the teams in the white room?
What teams in the white room?
So they got to pick teams of 10 for teams of 10 was for
the tug of war. There's nothing in episode 5. There's nothing other than the end of the tug of war. There was nothing.
There was nothing.
No
in that
game.
One?
No.
Okay, so episode 6. Well, what happened in 5 then?
So 5 was about the end of the tug of war, and then what happened in the room. And then remember, Deoksu came over and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna get dark again." And he's like, "Well, do you trust your team?"
Yeah, there's more psychological going on. Yeah, so at this point in episode 5, they just survived the night prior, and so in this one, everybody decides they're going to start fortifying their corners, their sections. And so, Jihan is the one that came up with that, and so they fortify their area. And Deoksu sees it, comes over, and he wants to rile them up, get them scared. And so he says that what you just said, and they have that little conversation. Well, Jihan ends up he's like, do you trust the guys you're with? And Deoxy's like, no. He's thinking no. He's looking back at his team, and he's literally his two guys are fighting and stuff, like with knives and whatnot. So he tells everybody, he goes back to his group, and he's just like, we're not doing anything tonight.
Chill.
All
right. So yes, the next part of the scene is the doctor gets taken away, and then we show what he's actually doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And he's cutting up different parts of the body, and then we find out that they're selling them on the black market or whatever, and with the scuba divers, and that's where the police officer is.
Yep. So he's now in the room, and they've already been kind of fishy. They've already been leery of
fishy because he's stupid.
Yeah. Right. So the rest of the guys in the circle, triangle, square masks, they've already been kind of leery of number 29 because he's just not performing like he should be, and he doesn't know what he should know with all the rules and everything. So now we pan into this like cellar looking room where the doctor, or one of the contestants, is butchering up body parts and stuff because these guys sell it. And in a previous scene, I guess they missed a shipment, and so they're like, hey, where's number 29? We got the parts ready. You guys need to go get it to the boats to sell it off at full price. Well, now number 29 is in the room with him, and they're like, where the heck were you? And he's got to kind of improv and whatnot, and they start hounding him with questions because he's asking about that drop ship that he missed, and he's like, well, what happened to, I think he's like, what happened to the guy, because they're calling somebody a zombie. He's asking questions about the zombie, and they're like, well, you were the one that dealt with him.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you know this? And it starts getting suspenseful, and the doctor saves the day by telling he freaks out. And he's just like, this is my surgery room. I need everybody to shut up so I can, cut body parts up and whatnot. And so that was kind of a weird little side story. You get to see what some of the workers are up to. They're just trying to make a little profit. And because it's allowed, you later find out it's allowed in this game.
It's allowed as long as it doesn't mess with any competitors or anything like that.
Which I very much appreciated that approach. I'll talk about that in a second. So now you have the police officer. He's caught. Actually, no, he's not caught yet. They go into, I don't want to go scene by scene, but ultimately they're like, whatever, let's just get to work, and they send him out to go do the drop. So he sees where the scuba tanks are, and they're about to go do that, and he questions the guy looking for his brother, and he thinks in his head this zombie guy has to be his brother. So they get into a spat. He ends up killing him and figures out that the records for the game are up in the masked guy's office, and there's a ladder.
Yeah, he just went up to the ladder. He just followed the ladder up because they said that's where the VIPs were. Oh, or that's for the VIPs if they need to escape. Yeah. And so he climbs up there and then kind of searches around, and he finds all the files for what we find out is Squid Game's going back 30-something years.
Yeah, been going on for a while.
So that was pretty crazy. That was a pretty big moment because then you're like, holy crap, this has been going. They've been killing 456 people for every year for the past 30 years.
Which is insane. Like, I know there's murder rates and stuff and people go missing, but I feel like every year 456 people might raise a red flag.
And maybe, I guess that's us speculating that it was 456 people. It might have been less. That just might be a random number.
Could be.
It could have been just a number that the number of people that came.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They probably invited 500 people.
Yeah.
And the return, that's about 90%, so that's about their 93 percentile.
Yeah.
That will come back to the game. I bet they invite 500 people. Yeah, and that
makes it a little more disguised at that point if it's different numbers.
Yeah, not an exact number. And then that's when he figures out all the games, and he finds his brother
from 2015.
From 2015, 6 years. Actually, I don't know if it's 21 or 20.
20.
Okay, so 5 years before his brother wins it, and he finds that out. Mm-hmm. That's kind of weird.
Right off the bat, I called that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty predictable on that one, I think.
As soon as it showed that his brother won 2015, we figured out exactly who he was. Touch on that in a second. Mm-hmm. And then, so long story short, there's a spat, and the doctor doesn't get to find out what this game is because the employees don't know at this point.
Nope.
And so we'll fast forward through this. So he gets sent back into the room. He's told to just play the game. And no, he doesn't get sent back to the room.
Nope, he doesn't.
No, he gets intercepted. So the guy in the mask is very fair.
Yes.
For this thing is just awful, right? You're killing people and whatnot. And you wouldn't think that there's rules among thieves or whatever, honor among thieves, but he actually does. He tries to uphold strict rules to this game. He really wants it to be fair, and he does this with a demonstration by there's 4 or 5 employees and this one doctor that they end up killing and tying up and hanging in that multicolored room with the stairs that looks like it's out of a painting.
Yep.
And so when the guys go to their next game, everybody gets to walk by. He makes an announcement and he says, this is what happens when you don't play fair. We're trying to keep everything on an even scale for everybody in the game.
And in that scene, or prior to that, a little bit before that, he says, I don't care that you were selling.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care if you sell it or eat the organs. Just don't tamper with the game.
And they did that, so he had no mercy for them.
Yep. Which I was like,
you respect that murder. Yeah, respect that. respect that guy.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of a cool little touch.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, there was honor. He had honor.
Honor. Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then they go right into their next game, which was, well, now at this point you see the VIPs that come.
Oh.
Which is just weird.
They are weird.
I know they're trying to show them as like rich fat cats, but what's up?
So, hold on. I don't think the VIPs are there yet. That was episode 7.
They were arriving when all that was going down.
They were coming. Ganbu is episode 6. Ganbu.
Oh.
I know. See what happens? See? Notes. Oh. I know. I'm telling you. Notes.
The most messed up episode.
It was. It truly was.
Emotionally.
Yep. Oh, but. So, there was 40 people left from the tug of war.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that died.
40 people left. The doctor was killed. There's 39. They have to get.
That's where it comes into play.
Yes.
That's okay. So with the crazy chick, me, Neo, whatever. So they're in the room, and this is going back to the cockroach statement about her. So they're in the room. And they're told to team up into groups of
2.
So
it
was 2.
So there should be 19 teams.
19 teams. There's an odd one out, and so she starts. She thinks that she's Queen Bee, and that everybody wants to team up with her. So she goes to Doc Sue. Doc Sue, kicks her to the curb again, and now she's got the fire in her because she said, "You screw me over, I'm going to kill you." So now she's hopping around, going to everybody. She visits Jihan, but again, everybody's in the mindset where they need to be with a guy to win the next game. They think that strength is going to do it, and so she ends up being the odd one out. Does not get a teammate, and thus far from what you've seen, you would assume you would be eliminated if you couldn't follow that simple task of teaming up.
But the leader, likes everyone to play fair.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a teammate, you just get to keep on going.
Which was nuts. Because obviously if anybody knew that in there, they would want to be the one that did.
Yep, they would.
So they play this game, and this is where it gets really screwed up because you're invested at this point. You are 6 episodes in?
Yep, we were 6.
6 episodes in of 9. You do have characters you like, and you have characters that are underdogs, and you want them to do good. All right, so Ji Young and the old guy walk into this room, and it's set up like a outside town area with alleys and stuff. And so the old guy's talking to Jihan, and he's like, "We are Daksu."
No, not Daksu. I have it. It's Ganbu.
Ganbu. We are Ganbu, and he explains to him that Ganbu are like friends, teammates that would do anything for each other to see each other win and whatnot. And that plays into it in just a bit. But so everybody is told to pick teams, and so everybody picks the person that they respect the most or like the most. And you see a married couple team up. Yeah. You see Jihan and the old guy team up. You see one of the characters we didn't mention, but Saibyak and
Sang-woo.
And Sang-woo is the other girl who's kind of an outcast.
No, I was thinking
Ji Young.
I was thinking Sang-woo and Ali.
Ollie. Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, Sang-woo and Ali.
Ollie.
Yep.
That's another bad one. Okay, so Sang-byak and Ji Young team up. It's like they feel like 2 outsiders, and they're both chicks, so they team up. And then Ollie, Jihan actually wanted to be with Ollie first, and the outcome would have been the same. But his buddy John Ho rushes over to Ali and wants to be his teammate. So they team up. And so now let's just say everybody's teamed up with their friends.
Sang-woo.
Sang-woo. Who's that? Sang-woo? Oh, yeah, that's his buddy. Yeah.
That's his buddy.
Oh, did I say?
You said Jun Ho.
I'm sorry, that's not that guy. No. Yeah, his friend is Sang-woo. So let's just say everybody's teamed up with their favorite person in this game so far. So they go out and they're told that each person has 10 marbles. You can come up with any game you want, but the game needs to allow you to take the other person's marbles. And as soon as you have all of the other person's marbles, that player's eliminated, and they don't find that out until after they pick their teams and they're in the game. And now you see it sink in that one of you are gonna die, you or your friend or the husband or the wife or whatever the case may be, and everybody's panicking. They don't want to play, but everybody obviously ends up playing. There's a couple messed up things that happen. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen episode 6 thus far, because I'm just gonna dive right into them. So the girls, I'll start with them. They're the softest ones, but the girls team up and they realize they don't really know each other a lot. So they start diving into each other's stories, end up realizing that they, outside of this game, probably would have become the best of friends. And the outsider girl is like, she knows what's going on. Somebody has to die. And she is like, let's just talk. We've got 30 minutes or whatever it is. Let's just talk. We'll come up with a game at the end, and winner takes all type thing. And so what ends up happening is she surprised Se-byok, because Se-byok is she fled North Korea to better her life for her brother and her mother. So she ends up just saying, let's just throw a marble at the wall. Whoever gets the closest wins. And she allows Se-byok to throw it, and Ji-young drops her marble. And then there's a little spat of like,
why'd you do this?
Why'd you do this? You're gonna die. Yada,
Throw
yada.
it again. Yeah, doesn't do it. She's like, you have someone to live for. I don't. Because in her backstory, her family was killed
already. She's gonna join them here soon. And so that one kind of tugs the heartstrings a little bit. And then you get
you actually see some emotion out of her.
You do. You see some emotion. She's starting to warm up, and she's because other than that, she's been like stone faced.
Stone faced the whole time.
Yep. And then you hop over to Ali and Sang-woo, and that one is actually, let's save them for last. Let's hop over to Ji-hun and the old guy.
You thought Ji-hun? You thought okay.
Which
I thought
one?
that was the worst one.
Was it?
This one the worst one.
Okay, let's go. Let's do Sang-woo and Ali. All right, so you're watching. Actually, do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, I'll talk about this one. So Sang-woo and Ali, they're gonna play marbles, just basic marbles. Guess how many are in your hand, how many marbles, and then you bet how many there are. So Ollie's never played before. He's from India. I don't know if they played those games there. Maybe not. Probably not. Obviously not. So he's just guessing. He's just hitting it every single time. Odd or even. Nails it. Gets him down to one marble. Sang-woo. So Sang-woo's like, I'm going to die. And he's getting all freaking out. You're cheating. He's blaming him. And Ollie's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And so then.
And it's Ollie's turn.
And
Sang-woo just has one. So it's easy to guess. Yep. He has an odd number.
Yep, it's going to be game over. And he's like, So Sang-woo is super smart. Everyone knows that. He went to SNU Business School for the 15th time.
Yeah, right. It's brought up so many times.
Oh, he's so smart. He goes to SNU, or is it SNU Business School?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So he tricks Ali into, not tricks him, but he's like, hey, you know what? Let's team up together and go after other teams. So you put your marbles here. Let's put him he puts them on the ground. All the fun stuff, and then puts rocks in his real thing, and then just ties it on his neck, so he, it still hears the jingle jangle of the marbles, quote unquote. And then he's like, you find a team, I'll find a team, and we'll try to beat that team, so every team can, we can survive as a team. But what really happens is, he goes, and he's always like, 3 minutes left, come find me, we'll go, team up and we'll get them. So Ollie's searching around, can't find anyone, and then. Yeah, Sang-woo goes up to the people, goes, here's my marbles pretty much. Ali looks in his bag.
Sees the rocks that Sang-woo put in there to make it sound like marbles. And at that moment, he looks up to see Sang-woo leaving, being escorted out of the game as a winner. And yeah.
So that one sucked. I started hating Sang-woo pretty much right then and there.
Already didn't like him.
Yeah. because he went to SNU Business School and you didn't.
Yeah, right. I was so jealous.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that was tough because you just see the panic on his face, and he's just devastated that he got deceived. He had won, and now he's gonna die.
So he must have messed with the wrong people, Sang-woo, because he actually is super smart.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
And if he was, what, $6 billion in debt?
Something like that.
How did he get
where he was? Probably being too... People like that, they'll get a little too cocky, especially when they're doing like stock exchange and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bite off more than you can chew.
And then you have the main two. Actually, the other two, I'll just throw this in while you're looking that out. But the married couple, how would you do that? The married couple, one of you has to die, or both you.
Luckily, they don't focus on that one a whole lot, but they do show it when
they show the winner.
The winner, yeah, and that would be devastating. I couldn't do it. I think we just both go out at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my marbles to somebody else and say we both lost them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I lost my marbles.
I lost my marbles. Kill me.
You're just trying to find out how much debt.
Yeah,
I thought it said $6 billion.
It's not that important too, but why was Sang-woo in so much debt? Yeah, whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over it. Okay. So, yeah, then you get the main character Ji-hun and the old guy in the game, and so the old guy thus far is, he's old, he's got a brain tumor, and he's very forgetful, but he starts it off saying he's played marbles quite a bit and he's really good at it. And when they first start playing, the old guy's taking marbles after marbles after marbles, and then Ji-hun gets down to 1. And so he's in the same situation as Sang-woo and Ollie, and all of a sudden something ticks in the old guy, and he just pretends like he doesn't remember what's going on, and he's just like, what did you say, odd or even? And you see a character change in Ji-hun, right? Because he's always been about everybody else, and he's just wanting to support everybody, and now you see him think about himself for the first time, and he sees an opportunity, seizes it, and lies to the old guy. It tricks him and says that he said odd, because every guess so far has been wrong. And so the old guy's like, okay, well, how many did you bet? And 3. And so he now gets 3 marbles from the old guy, and he keeps doing this, and he keeps doing this, and every time the old guy's just like, I don't remember what you said. And so he gets all the marbles from the old guy after chasing him around for a little bit and whatnot, but gets all the marbles, and then the old guy's like, oh, but wait, I have one more. And he's like, the Ji-hun's like, we need to play for it. Let's play, old man. And the old guy's just like, no, like, I'm gonna go find somebody else to play with. And
this is my house.
He's looking for his house. He's like pretending to be dementia and lost and stuff. And so they meet back up, and he lets him know, like, I know that you deceived me, but we're Doksu, so here's my marble.
They're what again?
Is it Doksu?
Ganbu.
We're Ganbu, and here's my marble. And then you just see Ji-hun's heart melt. He's like, I know what I did. I deceived you. I'm sorry. But he's appreciative that the old guy, who's going to die anyway, is letting him move on in the game, which that is just insane, because as Ji-hun's walking away, you see one of the triangle guys walk up to the old guy, gun out, and you hear bang.
You just hear it. Now, if anything, when I watched it last night or the night before, whatever, I knew he wasn't dead, because if every show we've ever watched in the past 10 years, if you do not see them die, they are not dead.
100%, especially this game. They love showing it.
Yep, ever since Walking Dead with the one guy. Yeah, he was
Carl's dad?
No, not him. I don't.
Oh,
remember.
You're talking about swing better guy.
Not Negan.
No, not Negan.
No, it was the first one. Or whatever. Ever since that, I do not. If you do not see them dead, they are not dead. If you do not see them physically get killed, they are not dead.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, 100% sure. I had my thoughts before. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, the master.
Yeah.
Right when I saw that, I was like, yep, he's the master. 100%. It was like 90%. That was like, yep, 100%.
100%. And then, so they all come back from the game, and now there's far less. Literally, you just cut, what was it, 39?
So you had 39, so you had 19 teams plus her, which would be 20. Now, this is where they screwed up, I think, here.
Okay.
Because they have 20, right?
Teams.
20.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
The next game, they have 16.
Oh, yeah.
But the one guy hung himself.
Hung himself, the husband that had to live on after he killed his wife, or got his wife killed
so
himself.
they have 19, and then they have 16. Maybe I missed it, but I thought I saw that live, and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Anybody else die?
Not that I know, because they should have one, unless multiple people died. Unless people didn't win enough marbles. That is it, actually. That has to be it. That people didn't win all the marbles, so you only had, like, let's say someone had 15, someone had 5. They both die.
I think that's
that
it.
Has to be it.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there were 17. So 16 teams. So 16 teams won. Okay, so they killed a lot of people. Okay, that has to be it. Okay, because that part threw me off a little bit. They should have shown that. I think that I guess not maybe if you
for continuity, it would have helped
for me.
Yeah,
for me,
you,
just for me. I don't care about anyone else.
And then so everybody goes back to the dorm rooms. There's far less of them, and they're devastated. They lost their lover, their friend, whatever. But they come back and they see me and Neo there chilling,
sleeping.
Hey babe, where have you guys been? Yeah, and Deoxy's just like, what? Like, you didn't have a teammate. Like, how are you still here? And she's like, oh, they thought they didn't want anybody to be left out, so they brought me back here.
Yep.
And everybody's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But then they just go. Let's just go right into the next game, because there isn't really much that happens there.
Not in between.
And they're brought to this long platform. The VIPs are brought in. I don't really want to talk a whole lot about the VIPs.
The VIPs are just gross. Oh no, I did want to talk about the VIPs for a really second.
Okay.
Me and Rachel saw this. They portrayed to me as rich American white guys.
That's what I said to Tiff. Yeah.
Just rich American white guys, oil guys.
Oil rigger guys.
That's who I thought. I was like, oh, great. That's how they're portraying the United States.
Yep. Just coming in there thinking we're boss hogs. This is what we all enjoy.
So you saw the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
especially with the Texas guy.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. He was your favorite, though, wasn't he?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you said you was. I'm sorry. Sorry, that's a...
but they're using people as like footstools and stuff in the room of the VIPs, and and just there's bodies, naked painted bodies everywhere, and servants and whatnot. And so they're these rich guys, and they're wagering on the deaths. They have bets at this point, so $1 million on the Texas guy has $1 million on number 69. 69 likes the number. 69 dies, and so he wants to go for 96. 96 goes right into this next game and is the first to die. Yeah, the first to die. And so he's just like, oh, I'm out $1 million, whatever. But pretty crazy game. They're on this platform with a bridge, 2 sections of glass, and each row of glass, one is tempered glass that can hold, they set up to 2 people's weight, and then the other one is just standard glass that can't support a single person's weight. And they're supposed to make it across this bridge, single file all the remaining people, and so whoever's in the last place, as long as everybody speeds it up pretty quickly and gets across before the timer runs out, you're gonna live. But so you're seeing the first couple people make mistakes, hit the glass, fall down. They're all thinking they can try and figure it out, see if they can see the tempered glass, and some of them do end up seeing it.
One guy,
Doxu, kind of shows his true colors as a chicken in this one. He has a couple people in front of him after they all die. He's like, I'm not moving any farther unless somebody else does it. But then my favorite part of that challenge, right? Neo, she's like, you screw me over, I'm going to kill you. And this is her moment. So Doxu says he's not moving unless somebody goes in front of him. And so she's like, fine, I will. And so she goes onto his glass that he's standing on and locks her hands around him, holds tight, and he's trying to like break free from her. And she does this little monologue, but and then she just lets him know we're both gonna die right now. She's gonna kill herself and him.
She told him.
She leans back onto regular glass, and they both fall even higher, I think, than the tug of war one.
I don't know. It was tall.
It was tall. Yeah.
Not be fun.
And they fall to their death. And but now at this point, like they have like 2 minutes or something left, and they all need to quickly figure out how to get across.
There's like 6 left, I think, something like that. And the guy figures, I think, 3 out or 2. There might be 5 left. He figures 3 out.
And they know what he's doing at this point, so they cut the lights so you can't see it refract in the glass.
Yep, because he used to work in a glass factory. That was important. And then who comes up right behind him? So you have him, the glass guy. You have Sang-woo, and you have the chick, Se-byuk, and Ji-hoon. Yeah. So those are the last 4. That's it. Everyone else is fallen. So there's only 4 of them left. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 steps left, I believe, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Yep. And then, he has... Ji-hoon has this marble that the old guy gave him.
Yep.
Because it was, it was very special to him because
special marble.
He broke his heart with that. Yeah.
And so Sang-woo is tired of this guy taking forever because they just need to get across, and he knows he at least has one. There's only 2 more rows of glass left, and he knows at least one of those can be figured out by this guy, whether the guy makes the right choice or not. And so the guy will not move. He wants to figure it out safely, and Sang-woo shoves him forward into regular glass. That guy drops, and now Ji-hoon is furious with him. Like, you just killed an innocent person,
So yeah, his demeanor starts changing a lot. He was happy, crazy idiot the whole show pretty much. And then that right there, if he knew what he did to Ollie, that right there was the big changing point. And then he just, I thought that was the last one. Maybe that might have been the last one, because then he just jumps over, right? Or does he guess at the very end? I thought they all 3 get across. That's the end of it. They all 3 get across, and then
it was the last one.
Okay, it had to be the last one then. Then they all 3 get across, and then instantly, they got across with like 1 second left, and then the glass
blows up. It's got like electrically charged rails, and then it all just explodes, and Se-byuk gets impaled by a huge chunk of glass.
Did it show that instantly?
No, everybody got nicked right below their eye, though.
Yep, every single one.
It just slow motion.
Got every single one, like 300. Just like 300.
Yeah, it was just so cheesy. But so they're all taken off, and they're brought into this room where it's just the 3 of them at this point, and they're, Se-byuk shows Ji-hoon that she's impaled, and so he wants to help her. Well, he goes to run to the guards to get some help.
It's after they eat, and they all are left.
Oh, they get an exquisite meal. I honestly thought those steaks were going to be human meat.
That would be disgusting.
Yeah,
but they burn all the people. They burn
them, yeah. But I figured for that one they'd be like, whatever. Here, have some meat.
That's not part of the
rules. And then I
rules.
thought that the last game would be like something of like a cannibalism game where it's like, hey, surprise, you guys already had a human meat.
You get to eat the human heart.
Yeah. Or eat each other, and whoever's still living gets
Yeah, that would be.
But that's not how it went. So they have this exquisite dinner. They go into this room, and from the dinner, each person was given a knife.
They left them a knife on purpose. Not like they had to steal it and hide it. No, they left them one knife on purpose.
Mm-hmm. And so they're in this room, and
I think in that room, they left a knife on purpose to leave 1 versus 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, I believe it's one. It has to be 1v1 because that's the final game. Has to be 1v1.
Yep, they wanted another thing like the dorm room where people attack each other outside of a game, and so Ji-hoon goes to the gate or the door, and he's just like guard, 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 guard. Nobody's coming, nobody's listening, and then all of a sudden the doors kick open, and they've got one of those wrapped boxes for people, and they just come marching in, and Ji-hoon's like, wait, what? Like, why are you bringing one of these in? Turns around, Sang-woo killed Se-byuk, and he was pretending to be sleeping. He was over there, and I think he wanted Ji-hoon or somebody to come at him, and he would just get him. But he had ran over, killed Se-byuk. And he tried to justify it, saying she was going to die anyway. He put her out of her misery, and there's just no justifying it.
Yeah, and then Ji-hoon, his face after that is destroyer of all.
He's ready to kill. He's finally like in offensive mode.
Yep.
And he is just gunning for Sang-woo. So they now go out, and
Sang-woo went to SNU.
He went to SNU, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they go out, and then you get to hear the intro music in this episode as they are told they're going to play Squid Games.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just...
Yeah, and yeah.
Was there something else?
No, well, I have notes on like the police officer. I get why it was there. The whole police officer finding out by this point his brother was the not the leader but the organizer, the masked guy. I get why he did that, and it kind of showed us a different angle to it. I guess that was what it was. It showed us the behind the scenes a little bit. So I guess for that point, I just don't. What was he gonna do?
Yeah, right. It was it was in that sense. It was kind of shot like how a lot of books are. You'll follow one storyline and then it will hop over the next chapter to a different storyline, and at some point maybe they merge or whatever. But it gives you a little something extra to watch.
Yeah, I liked it in that part. I just didn't know what he was going to do.
Yeah,
try to bring him down from the inside.
You think you thought he would play a bigger part than what he did.
I did, and then just gone.
Yep. Yeah, he finds out the masked guy's his brother, and they get mad at each other. They shoot each other, and the police officer falls into the water. And was he in it after that?
What?
The police officer?
He was dead?
No.
Yeah.
He was shot, but
that was the masked guy got shot in the right here.
Yeah.
He got shot and killed.
It made it look like it was going to be in his heart, but it looked a little higher than his heart. I think he's still alive. I think he's going to come. I think he's going to come back for season 2.
We didn't see him die.
No, he just fell backwards
over a 500-foot cliff.
It's nothing. People do that all the time.
Yeah, and then on his head, and it doesn't feel like concrete at that level. Probably.
No.
Yeah, he's still alive. I got you.
Yeah, I think so.
He's coming back as a zombie.
And
that he was talking about.
Yeah, he's the zombie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then so they're told to play Squid Games. I'm not going to break down the rules of Squid Games, but Jihan is like, F this, I'm killing this guy. Mm-hmm. And he is just going after Sang-woo, and ultimately, the rain comes, they're in muddy sand stuff, and you just see them brawl it out. They're just fighting, and somebody's going to win at this point, and they both get stabbed,
mm-hmm.
and it's looking like Sang-woo, Sang-woo's down on the ground. Jihan's can just end it right now, and he just decides, I'm not going to be like you. I'm going to be the better person, and starts walking away. And
does not step in the square.
How does he die?
How does who die? Sang-woo? Sang-woo. He turns around and they won't. He didn't step in the square, and he says we can both be winners. He pretty much he wants together.
Oh.
But then he's like, pretty much nope, and slits his own throat.
Yep, shoves that knife right into the side of his throat. Yep. Sang-woo does, because I don't think he can live with his decisions. Being in debt so far, he knows he's not going to win, and all the terrible decisions he's just made in the game.
He lost his best friend, his biggest fan.
Yep, gone, and so knife to the neck, and yes, Jihan was going to walk away from the money, and but now he's the winner, and I don't know if we should go into like the after stuff, because really people can just watch it, because it leads to a second season, and it's worth watching this show.
It is. I did like the show better than I thought I would. It was good. My biggest issue with Netflix
calling you out, Netflix.
You guys know the money better than we do, obviously, but one episode per week is the greatest thing you could ever do.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it so actually people are involved in the show and watch it.
Makes our job easier too, so we don't have to binge something.
And you can actually talk about it one episode per time. I miss that so much with Game of Thrones. Talking about it in between the episodes. It's the best part about watching a show. When other shows come out, I do not want 10 episodes. As much as I do not. No. I want one episode, talk about it. One episode, talk about it. There's nothing like talking that with your friends. There's nothing like that. And I miss that because everyone else watched Squid Games and we did not because we were behind the times.
Yep. But it does make you appreciate the show more because you do watch one episode. You get to focus on the details and you talk about it, and you get to come up with like what if questions, or you start to, your brain's always trying to go ahead of where you're at, and you try to solve it yourself, whatever it may be, and you love to find out you were wrong. right? And be wowed and amazed. But when you binge, your brain almost gets turned off when you're binging, and you're just like a potato on the couch, just taking in whatever comes your way.
You don't get to analyze each thing. Your theory's gone within an hour.
Yep.
You know, like I just keep going back to Game of Thrones. I loved watching in between and reading listening to Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, and just like listening and seeing other people's angles to it. This you do not. That is my biggest takeaway from it. I like the movie. I would like it so much more if we got in between an episode. Oh, what kind of game do you think? What kind of stupid kids game do you think they're going to play next?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Who do you think is going to take the cake?
Who's going to take it? You know, you get the more, I don't know, you get to understand who the characters are. You can actually learn how to say their names.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, right. I don't know. I just wish.
I agree.
You know, they're not going to do it because of the money, but I'm very excited. Like when any other show will come out like that, you know, when the Lord of the Rings will come out, they better do one episode at a time.
Yes,
they have to.
I think that's how Amazon works, though.
I believe so, and it's a loss as much as people want to binge it. They truly do not.
People don't know what they want.
No, they don't. We need to show them what they want.
Yep.
They want.
You tell them.
You know what they want. You guys know what you want to do? You want to subscribe right now.
Oh, hey! If you've made it this far, subscribe. Do us a favor. We are now literally on every platform that I can think of, and so if you have a podcast platform that you listen to, we are probably on it. If we're not, let us know in the comments. We'll get on it. We are now on Amazon. We are on Facebook. We are on Google. We are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, obviously YouTube. And is there any more?
We're in your hearts.
Sounder FM. Oh, we live in your hearts.
Yeah,
that little special space that you created. You didn't know what to fill it with. Us.
Absolutely. And you listen to Justin's good voice, I guess.
Deep, sensual voice.
Just he is built for ASMR, and he needs to hear about this in the comments.
No,
he is. I could fall asleep to his voice every single night.
I fall asleep to my voice every night.
That's weird. It's really weird.
Tell myself sweet nothings, and then I'm out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But yes, besides that great stuff in your guys' heart and our hearts, Squid Games was good. Just wish it was week by week.
That's comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.